everyone, I'm Tanvi, an intern of Asha Infinite Foundation, and today I have the senior most volunteer of Asha Infinite Foundation, Mr. Ravindra. Namaste, sir.
Namaste, Tanvi.
It's such a pleasure talking to you today.
You're most welcome.
Sir, Asha would like to know more about you and how you could help our volunteers to successfully conduct the distance reading program.
Yes, go
So
ahead.
here I have some questions for you. So how did you get to know about Asha?
I got to know about Asha from my good friend Meera Hegde, who's been working with Asha for some time now.
Okay. So when did you start your journey with Asha?
I started my journey in January this year.
So nice. So what did you like in Asha? What has driven you towards it?
I think it is a very good initiative by people who want to help children who are not very fluent in English to be able to learn and speak the language better. And since it's a completely volunteer program, that means the people who volunteer have a real interest. There is no monetary consideration. And in our country, it's always a good feeling to be able to help others.
Thank you, sir, for your kind words. So, sir, what do you like to tell about the distance reading program of Asha? How is it helpful for the unprivileged children?
Well, I started with one student, and I've been working with that student for 4 months now, and that student has some learning disabilities or learning programs, or should we say shortcomings, which require which requires a better educated or better trained teacher to help the chap. So that is that is one thing I want to uh, bring put forth to Asha, that before assigning a teacher, they should uh, they should find out in depth what are the capabilities of the teacher to get across or to teach his or her prospective student. Now, I'm a person who has never taught a child before. I'm a marine engineer by profession, so all my instructions, training has been of people who are already been trained. So it's a very specialized core industry where each person has a specific job. So my duty when I was sailing on the ship was to help newcomers acclimatize and familiarize themselves with their jobs. So I was dealing with a highly trained professional who was inexperienced. Now, teaching a child the basics of the language, pronunciation, for example, to start with, is another cup of tea altogether. So, now, for example, I was told, and I found that others too, were teaching children through the phonics system. Now, the phonics system is something that I have not been used to. I can't remember now, I'm 71 years old, how I learned uh, the English alphabet. It's not my mother tongue. And how I went about speaking. All I can say is it came about gradually, but obviously things have changed now. So I would say that when a volunteer joins the group and volunteers to teach a child, more than the child, the people who are in charge of assigning a volunteer to a child should know more about the person, what are his strengths and weaknesses, so that there is a better exchange of information and the teaching process is of a better quality, a better result is achieved. So, just enthusiasm and a goodwill to teach is not enough. You have to achieve something after X amount of time. When you put in Y input, there has to be Z output. Otherwise, the whole purpose of engaging in this process is lost. So this is what I want to emphasize. Besides which, I've seen whatever material is provided to the volunteers. It's very good and it does help.
Thank you for your suggestion, sir. As you said, phonic training, I would like to share this that Asha has collaborated with a school, aided schools, and it is trying to reach many government aided schools. So, what it is trying to do is it provides phonetic training to the teachers over there so that they can help and train the students.
Yes, I'm aware of that, and I attended one such session. So I definitely agree that it is helpful in teaching children the language through phonics. But then, is it helpful for me? Is the question. So
Yeah.
maybe an older person like me who has absolutely no experience in teaching children will be better placed to help older students who have some degree of fluency in English, but are maybe, let's say, they are shy, they don't lack the self confidence to speak to others and to express themselves fully and be articulate. So I would imagine that I would be in a position to help people like that.
Yeah. So, what made you gain interest in teaching? Have you previously worked in any other NGO?
No, never. It's just that my friend Meera Hegde had asked me whether I could volunteer, and I agreed to do so.
Okay, sir. So, share your experience about teaching your student. What was his English level initially?
Well, let me be very honest with you.
Uh,
Asha starts at zero. His initial level was minus zero.
hmm,
So I started from that level where the student had difficulty in pronouncing the alphabets. If you asked him individually, if you asked him to speak out the alphabets, he would vomit it out A to Z without a pause. Then if you told him to speak out what comes after D, he would find it difficult to pronounce it properly because it was out of the context in which he had learnt the alphabets. He had learnt it by rote. He was reciting it like a poem.
hmm,
So, so we gradually uh, progressed from that stage till we came to a stage, or we have come to a stage, where he can reasonably read a few words. Maybe
hmm,
if there's a sentence of 5 or 6 words, maybe the first one or two, with a great deal of practice, he's able to read it. After that, he gets stuck. If there's, suppose he has to say and, he can't read out to say and. He will say A N D, and then he'll pronounce it. So for a child of his age and the class he is in, his level should be much higher. So,
hmm,
which is why I called him a chap, who, a boy who has a learning problem. So he has to be assessed, if it is possible, of course, because I am aware that assessment requires going to a professional who will assess the child on various parameters and suggest what is required to help him overcome his difficulties. I'm not really aware of the circumstances of the parents of this child, whether they'll be able to afford it, because I was informed that mostly children from this in this program who are volunteered to get taught by ASHA volunteers are from the less affluent, or let us say lower income group of society. So things like going to a special teacher and educator is not a solution. So I would say that the children like him, there may not be many, there could be some teachers who have had experience in teaching such children, and such teachers will be able to help this boy better than I can.
Thank you, sir, for your suggestion. Sir, so what is that principle you have always followed in your life that made you achieve whatever you have now? Can you please share that with us?
Nothing that you have to work hard at whatever assignment has been given to you, and you have to be diligent at what you do. You have to be a diligent student when you are a student. You have to be a diligent college person when you are in college, and at your work you have to be diligent.
Thank you, sir. So finally, what message would you like to give for ASHA team and the students?
I think the ASHA team is doing a very good job. The volunteers are giving a very detailed feedback of the problems they face, and uh, what they're achieving, and I think they are doing a good job to the extent that I can see. I've been with Asha just for 4 months now, but I would make another suggestion that today, when you have a Android phone, you can have a video call. You see, at the moment it is just a telephone call. As you're aware, body language speaks a lot. It is a force multiplier when you're trying to convey an idea and expression. If you say "oh" and even don't speak out the words, you can express it by facial expressions, which are easily caught on. As they say, a picture speaks 1,000 words. Therefore, I would suggest that I was told that there are some practical difficulties. If they can be overcome, or at least with the majority of students, if you're using an Android phone, definitely a video call will be much better than just a voice teaching session.
So, sir, I would like to share about our interns. So, almost most of the interns are youngsters here in ASHA. So, they handle our social media and they even do volunteering. They try to raise funds with the help of social media, which helps ASHA to reach everywhere. And we have 24 interns and 240 volunteers here in ASHA. So this is a good progress for ASHA, and we are trying to reach more people because this is a program which helps the unprivileged students. So hope so we reach in a better place still.
Yes, I'm sure the way you are doing things, you'll achieve your goals, or whatever the aims that you have set yourself, and whatever you're projected to reach. So all the best of luck to you, and I'm happy to learn that you have told me that it's the interns who are handling the publicity and are involved in raising funds for ASHA. That's very
Yeah.
good, because I guess if you're an intern, you probably are not finished your degree, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, sir.
So it takes a lot of effort and a lot of your time at your stage in life and at your age in life to be able to volunteer and give some time for the good of others. So all the best of luck to you, youngsters.
Thank you so much, sir, for your humbleness and great ideas. We shall always treasure it.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, then. Bye bye. Have a nice day.